to endure bombing for 57 consecutive nights during the autumn and winter of 1940, culminating in the Great City Blitz on the 29th, the night of the 29th of December 1940, when they had a concerted attack on the City of London, and they set out to destroy the financial City of London, and they very nearly succeeded. The air raid started around 5, so for 6 hours we were subjected to bombing, which coincided with an abnormally low tide on the Thames. Of course, in the early stages of the air raid, the Germans dropped their high explosive bombs, which had the effect of fracturing the water mains, which in any event were quite inadequate to provide the water that was required. With the abnormally low tide of the Thames on that particular evening, and it was very difficult. The fireboats laid out in the centre of the stream, yards from the shore, and the fire crews had to wade ashore through thick mud on the surface of the river, on the bed of the river, to bring their hose ashore and pump water for firefighting. Well, during the night the tide came in, and we were able to get pumps to work from the banks of the Thames, but altogether it was a dreadful night, and that was the night that St Paul's Cathedral came closest to destruction.
And here's another typical target selected by Marshal Goering for his brave bombers, St Paul's Cathedral. Terrorism and vandalism go hand in hand, and the Nazis are highly skilled in both. They dropped a delayed action bomb said to weigh a ton in Dean's Yard, but the skill of the men of a bomb disposal section saved Wren's great masterpiece on that occasion at least. They had to dig deep down to get at the bomb, then they had to haul it out and drive away with it on a perilous dash through the capital. The work of our bomb disposal units both here and on less spectacular sites is beyond praise. And that goes for all the ARP services. Here's a warden whose own house, as you can see, caught it properly.
Well, I was standing in this doorway when the bomb dropped. I made to go inside. I couldn't get inside. My dad was in the front room, so I had to get him out through the front room window. I got him out, then I went to the back and got other people out and see that they were safe in the Anderson shelters. Then I returned onto the patrol on duty.
As for the Anderson shelter, that continues to prove itself everywhere. This interview, by the way, was completed as the Banshee howled again. You can hear it wailing on the screen.
We were in the dugout, and thanks to the Anderson shelter, we're quite safe. I think he dropped a couple of bombs on us and it shook the Anderson shelter like very ill. But when I heard the 4 boys talk to me, I was quite contented. So far, I was thankful.
The East End was having it badly. We knew that. We could see by the fires. We were on the stairs, actually, and there are concrete stairs and iron railings, iron banisters, very well built. The building shook. Some people were very scared. I was scared too. The people suffered terribly, and some of them said we can't go on, but well, they just had to. And there was a body found missing. They found it on top of the West London Cinema, what was left of him.
During those trying days in 1940, the home front services had proved invaluable to a nation subjected to Hitler's onslaught, especially during the Battle of London, when
wave after wave of German bombers crossed the few miles of channel to rain daylight havoc on the capital. Our Spitfires and Hurricanes broke them up and smashed them down. Goering had miscalculated the strength of the RAF. As Mr. Churchill said, never in the field of human conflict has so much been owed by so many to so few. And the exploits of the Royal Air Force in September 1940 will ring down the ages. Of course, London suffered, and the night attacks which followed the failure of the daylight raids have added to the havoc. But the indomitable spirit of the Londoner has surmounted all that. The same is true of Merseyside and of other centres on which Hitler has concentrated his hate, including Coventry. This substantial industrial city was selected for a special blitzkrieg of its own. the spite of the enemy thwarted over London was visited indiscriminately on a smaller community. If we look forward to the turn of the tide in 1941, as indeed we do, it is because we have confidence in ourselves, our men, and our leadership. So roll on 1941.